Here we are.
Yep.
So this was supposed to be the beginning of the second out of about 18 months of training.
Mm-hmm.
But Friday afternoon, we got an email. And the email said, the last ever Crucible events are this July 25th, 26th, and 27th. That's, if you're counting, 10 weeks away, maybe 11. It's 10 weeks away, right? So we had a choice. Either we spend some time mourning, let go of it, try to do something else, find some other target, or do it. And I think you said the perfect thing when you responded about what this event is really about, to change and adapt and solve the problem in front of you.
Yeah.
So we got this news a few days ago. How do you feel today?
So today I feel very energized, very positive, because, I got to talk to you, I got to talk to Brad. All right, Brad, so thank you so much for joining us. So you heard the news, right? They canceled the event. So we messaged you on Friday, right? I asked you, what are your thoughts on potentially doing it by the end of July, instead of July of 2026, July 2025, which is only a few weeks away, really. So what was your initial reaction, and what do you think are our odds of making it?
My initial reaction is I didn't want you guys to make a rash decision and really think it out and see what limitations you guys might have over the next 2 months to be able to accommodate what you guys need to do. As far as possibilities, I feel like you guys are completely capable of doing it. You guys it's a shortened timeline, so you guys really have to kind of dial in and make sure everything's on point for the next 2 months.
Okay. And what do you think should be our mentality for the next months? Mindset.
The next 2 months, you guys, again, have to be dialed in more so than anything else. Kind of get rid of as many distractions as possible. And I know for you and Sarah, there's certain distractions on each end that might kind of come into play. And just getting rid of those as much as possible and really focusing on the goal that you guys have.
Awesome. Well, if you have faith in us, that's half the battle, at least for me. So thank you very much, Brad. And yeah, look forward to being successful at it. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Initially, it was like a kick in the proverbial nutsack. Right? It was when I saw your email that said F and then asterisk, you get what is this? But so I was like a whirlwind of emotions. It was chaos in my mind. And then, so after I go talk to you and Brad, I felt much better because I feel as though there is hope, right? There is an opportunity. And it was, like you say, either not do it at all or figure out a way of getting it done. And Brad recommended to take the weekend to think about it. And I just couldn't get past my thought process of not doing it. That was not an option. So it was okay, how we're gonna make it happen.
Do you remember how you felt at the end of the 24-hour? Did you think I have to come back for Kokoro?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. At the end of the 12 hours, I was I must come back for the 24. At the end of 24, I have to conquer Kokoro. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt the same way. But when I was training for the 24-hour Crucible, I was like, this will be fine. This is challenging. I'll feel good about it. And at the end of the 24, I was like, it's inevitable. Yeah. I have to do Kokoro. I have to at least show up and give it what I've got and see what's in there. It feels like this is the ultimate test of inner resolve. To some extent, physical endurance, but we've done a lot of physical endurance stuff. And as Brad said, we have strength, we have endurance. This is really an ultimate test of mental fortitude.
And maybe going into it scared, like that,
right.
Not feeling I've trained, I'm so prepared. Maybe that's part of the challenge we have to conquer, maybe that's part of, at least the fear I have to get over.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And there's something, the level of urgency behind this has a level of realism, right? Like we usually don't have 18 months to prepare for things in life that test us.
True.
And I think this is a real opportunity. Now, as Brad also said, this is a complicated time.
Well, you're about to have a baby.
Yeah. I sent the email to my wife and I said, I can't believe this. And she said, I don't think you can not do it. And I said, I don't think I can do it. And she said, yes, those are both true. You can't not do it and you can't do it. So how are we going to work through this? And I said, well, I think things have to be perfect. Like my nutrition has to be dialed in. I've got to be showing up for workouts. I've got to string some workouts together so I'm really practicing working out fatigued. And she was like, okay, so everything has to be perfect, your nutrition, your recovery, and your workouts. Just one little complication. We're having our 4th child at some time in the next 3 weeks, right? There's nothing about that that's consistent, that leads to rest and recovery, that makes it easy to stay on top of your nutrition. That's gonna be my first mountain. And then in order to make this happen, I also have to make some adjustments to my firefighter training. I was scheduled to take the Firefighter 1 exam on the first day of this crucible. And so I've got to make a choice, which I have, to schedule that the next quarter. You can't just take it the next day, right? It's got to make a big change there. And that's a bummer. That's a huge bummer to me because I wanted to be qualified and ready to move on for the next level of training. But sometimes the universe requires you to make choices.
Yeah.
You know? So that's got to happen. I have a Krav Maga belt test coming up in a couple of weeks. So there's some preparation for that, but then I think after that belt test, I'm gonna have to set that on hold, jiu-jitsu on hold for a little while and really focus on dialing in and staying healthy and trying as much as possible to dedicate the time I need to my family and my business while also keeping on top of training. What do you think the next 10 weeks will look like for you?
Well, first of all, let me say that I commend your wife for being so supportive. That's amazing. That's like so selfless. That, I mean, you gotta keep it. That's amazing. Shout out to you, Alicia, because that shows awesome. I respect that a ton.
Totally.
So what do the 10 weeks I think will look like for me? So I was messaging with a friend yesterday. A friend I'm gonna miss dearly because I won't be able to see the friend because I'm gonna go into what I said, monk mode. Right? I've done it before. I think some of the accomplishments that I've been more proud of in my life that I've done before is when I go in that mode. But it's like zero distractions, completely consumed. Sometimes I think I scare myself because sometimes I just disregard everything else. But I think that's what's gonna take from me. That like total focus, bare minimum of anything else. But this would be like the event preparation would be like the all-consuming, And I think that having that fire of that fear, like, man, it's coming up so soon, is only gonna propel it. And I think it's gonna bring the best out of me.
Yeah. I see that. I think for both of us, we're also going to have to, as much as we need to be dialed in and focused on the workouts and nutrition, recovery is gonna be key.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to dial up volume faster than we expected. And that means we're gonna have to do everything we can to keep our muscles calm and limber and relaxed. And I think we have to walk a really fine line between increasing volume and hurting ourselves by overdoing it.
That's true.
And so I think that's its own mountain that we have to climb, is making sure that we get that balance almost exactly right, like as close as we possibly can.
Are you going to do the ice bath? Because that's the first thing you say.
Yeah.
Ice bath? Okay.
Yeah. So I still have to figure out, I don't know about you, but I've had this like perennial challenge trying to figure out the right way to do an ice bath because I basically have a trough at home. Like I have a trough, I fill it with water, and then I need to have like 6 bags of ice. I tried getting an ice machine, it doesn't make enough ice. So I need a good strategy for getting a daily ice bath in without having to spend $30 a day on ice bags. Ooh. So I'm gonna do some research and figure out how to make that happen. If anybody has ideas, let me know. But yeah, ice baths, cold showers. I have Normatec lymph sleeves at home. I'm gonna use those consistently. I have a shoulder icing device. My shoulders have been in really good shape, but I wanna keep them that way. There's a ton of overhead work. So yeah, those are the things that I'm gonna focus on. What about you? Ice baths?
Ice baths, so yeah, I'm already researching the little ice stuff. I don't know yet what the mechanics are with the ice bags, but $30.
I know.
Yeah.
Water is expensive.
Cold showers are already part of my lifestyle, so I'm good with that.
Yep.
But yeah, the nutrition I have to. So I haven't been eating a lot, and Brad called me out and I said, hey, you gotta start like increasing the volume of like with food, like protein stuff. So I really gotta dial that in. And like you said, that fine balance of not overdoing it, but at the same time knowing that we have to massively increase the volume, everything about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think, with Brad's guidance, your partnership, I think we'll get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel 100% confident that mentally and physically we can do this.
All right. Yeah.
We will do
Okay.
this.
All right.
And our focus will make the distinction between how hard it is
Yeah.
and what it takes to get there. Yeah.
And we have no choice. We burn our ships. We're already signed up.
That's right.
Yeah. So.
That's right.
Yeah,
100%.
so, yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
All right. Well, let's do this.
Booyah.
Yeah.